Hey guys, what's going on? My name is ProfessorSnipe, and welcome to Battlefield Play for Free Versus, the series where we take two weapons and make them go head to head to find out which one is better. It's been quite some time since the last episode, and I promise to make these way more frequently. If you do enjoy, make sure to let me know in the comments and by liking. Today, the two weapons fighting off are actually the two burst fire weapons from the Assault class, the M16A2 and the AN-94. On screen there will be a table with many stats and writings. The words in green mean advantage, red is disadvantage, and yellow means equal stats. The stats for these weapons are all without attachments, and I'm talking straight about raw weapons with no attachments at all. The gameplay, however, will feature attachments and different setups. The M16A2 is a 3-round burst fire weapon, meaning that every time you click, 3 bullets will come out. On the other hand, the AN-94 is a 2-burst weapon, so every time you click, 2 bullets will come out. Now let's talk about price and levels. The M16 is unlocked at level 12 and costs 1,249 funds, while the AN-94 is unlocked at level 15 but only costs 749 funds. Comparing the iron sights, and this is coming as my own opinion, I hate them both. I can't stand using any of them, and this is why I prefer using a sight on both of these guns. But if I really had to pick a choice of which iron sight I prefer, I would say the AN-94's iron sights, simply because I feel like I can be more accurate with it. Let's talk about magazines and bullets. You get 25 bullets per magazine with the M16, while you get 24 with the Abakan. It's only 1 bullet of difference, which isn't that big of a deal, but they do both have 3 magazines, giving you a total of 75 and 72 bullets, respectively. The reload time for both weapons is exactly 4 seconds, meaning that little extra bullets for the M16 can be worth something now if we take a look at the other stats very soon. The projectile velocity, or bullet speed, is 550 meters per second for the M16 and 600 for the AN-94. This isn't very important of a stat, it's more important for things like sniper rifles, but the AN-94 technically has less bullet drop and gets to your enemy faster. Now let's talk about rate of fire, and this is going to be sort of tricky because none of these guns are automatic and both their burst firing options are different. Analyzed by pellets, the M16 has a rate of fire of 600 rounds per minute, while the AN-94 has a rate of fire of 836 rounds per minute. Now what does that mean exactly? It means that the AN-94 is faster than the M16 at firing bullets. But don't be confused, because the AN-94 shouldn't be used at close range despite of its really fast rate of fire. We gotta take a look at damage and range, and I'm gonna start out with range today. I'm gonna pull out the range table, and as you can see, the M16 has a close range advantage, while the AN-94 has a long range advantage. And this already starts to confirm what I said earlier about the M16 being CQC and the Abakan being long ranged. Now for damage, easy victory for the M16. Cool fact for you guys, the AN-94 is extremely weak of a gun. But damage is nothing without accuracy and recoil. I'm going to start out with recoil today, most notably on the sides. You might be surprised to hear that both of these weapons' horizontal recoil are exactly the same. For vertical recoil, the M16 has less of it, meaning that it's easier to manage. If you crouch or stand, the M16 will technically have less recoil than the AN-94. You might be surprised as many people say that the AN-94 is a laser gun. And it is partly true because of the fact that it only fires 2 bullets while the M16 fires 3 at a time. So even if theoretically the M16 should have less recoil per bullet, if you add the additional bullet being fired, it can result in higher recoil for the M16. If you don't understand that, imagine the M16 bullet recoil pattern being 0.4 to the north every single time you fire, and the AN-94 being 0.5 to the north every single time you fire. Right now, it looks like the AN-94 has more recoil, right? But the AN-94 shoots 2 bullets, meaning that 0.5 plus 0.5 equals 1 to the north. Meanwhile, the M16 is 0.4 plus 0.4 plus 0.4, which gives 1.2 to the north. Now, it's obvious that the M16 has more recoil now. So this is the way it is most of the times, and I'm not going to go further in depth more than that. Now for deviation, it's clear that the AN-94 is the winner, and this is obvious because many times you'll fire very far and the bullet will still manage to hit the target, and even surprisingly, both of your bullets might even hit the target. With the M16, if you're trying to hit somebody at long range, good luck on trying to land one of those 3 bullets. Furthermore, this proves that the AN-94 is more of a long range weapon, while the M16 is more of a close range weapon. The comparison between these two assault rifles is harder than usual because of their firing differences. At the end of the day, stats mean nothing without the trigger being pulled, and for burst fire weapons, it can go many ways: good, bad, pretty, and ugly. One thing's for sure, the damage and ammo is on the M16 side, while the accuracy and recoil is on the AN-94 side. So who's the overall winner in this difficult comparison? In my opinion, it's sort of both, because they act differently and should not be used in the same way. I see the M16 as a close to medium range weapon, and I see the AN-94 as a medium to long range weapon. I see people jumping corners with the M16 and a red dot, while I see people scouting and picking off enemies at a distance with the AN-94 and an M145. But unfortunately, I only have to pick one single weapon, and that's the M16A2. Don't get me wrong, the AN-94 can hit anything at any distance, but it doesn't hit them as strong. Also, you gotta worry a lot about snipers with the AN-94. You can't even mess with those guys. But with the M16A2, you stand a higher chance against the SMGs and the close range weapons, and for that reason, I pick it as my winner. The M16 is good at delivering fast and strong hitting bullets at close range. This was a very hard comparison. It looks easy to do, but it's really not. This is like comparing apples and bananas. It's not the same thing at all. Many people wanted to see this comparison, and it's finally here. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and comment down your suggestions for the next episode of Versus. Also, let me know which one of the two you enjoy the most, the M16 or the unique rare Abakan. My name is ProfessorSnipe. Thanks for watching.